Hi everybody, my name is Katie Sweeney for those of you that I do not know. Today we're gonna be doing a Pilates mat class. I'll be talking you guys through it. The focus is gonna be a lot of legs, a lot of butt, the lower half of the body. So let's go ahead and start on all fours today. I'll be cueing you guys and talking a lot. Make sure you modify as you need. So everybody, let's go on to all fours. So we're gonna take our hands directly underneath our shoulders and our knees directly underneath our hips. And I want you guys just to extend. I have my left leg reaching back. I'm gonna press away from the floor, draw my shoulders down onto my back, and I'm gonna just float that leg up off the ground. Make sure you're pulling your ribs and your abdominals up and into the spine. And we're just gonna start to add little squeezes with the glutes and hamstring. Good, starting to fire up the posterior chain of the body. Lengthening through the crown of the head, pulling the ribs and the abs in. Exhaling, floating that leg nice and high. Now notice when you kick that leg, your back is gonna wanna arch here. Really pull the ribs and abs in so that we don't get the back involved at all. My chin is slightly down. I'm reaching through the crown of the head. Now I'm gonna tap my toe on the other side of my leg, and then I'm gonna tap it just a little bit to the outside. So I'm drawing rainbows. With that leg starting to turn on the posterior chain of the body. Now what happens is a lot of times for us women, we get a lot of work happening in the quads and it's harder to get the posterior chain firing. So that's kind of what we're gonna focus on today in the outer thighs. Good, now we're gonna hold that leg up nice and high. We're gonna flex that foot, close the ribs, draw the shoulders down, and just start to squeeze the glute hamstring connection, keeping the hip and the knee down, again firing that posterior chain. Exhale, pressing away from the floor, pulling the ribs and abs in for 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, extend that leg nice and long. Remove the opposite hand from the opposite leg and just stabilize and hold it right here for 10, 9, pull the belly in, 8, 7, reach longer, 6, exhaling, 5, 4, 3, 2, and hand and foot come down. Beautiful. Other leg, extend it nice and long. Pointing the toe, drawing the shoulders down, just adding little glute hamstring squeezes at the top. We're pulling the ribs and the abs in. We're lengthening through the crown of the head, and we're reaching as long as we can, finding that long line of energy. Believe it or not, we're also stabilizing the pelvis, the hips, the low back as well. But we're really trying to work on getting that posterior chain to fire. Exhaling. Good. Again, make sure that leg isn't kicking up and you're not arching your back here, but you're really pulling the low belly in, drawing the shoulders down, closing the rib cage. Good. Now we're going to start to draw those little rainbows. So we tap the foot on the opposite side of the body and then bring it around to the side. Good. Nice, big rainbows. You can feel a little shift happening in your core here as well. Good, tapping the toe. We're starting to now hit every single glute muscle. We've got a lot of muscles in the glutes. Not only maximus, but we have 6 rotator glute muscles, and we also have medius and minimus, which are considered your abductors, your outer thighs. Good, now holding that leg nice and center, bend the knee, flex the foot, and just start to turn on that glute hamstring. Make sure you give it a squeeze. Squeeze. Good, keep pulling the rib cage and the abdominals up and into the spine, lengthening through the crown of the head. Good, squeezing glute hamstring for 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Now extend the arm and the opposite leg, your leg opposite arm away. Draw the shoulders down. down, press away from the floor, pull the rib cage and the abs in for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, reach longer, 2, and 1. Good, I'm gonna turn and face you guys. We're gonna go back to that other leg. So it was my left leg, not sure which one it is for you guys, but reach the opposite arm and the leg away. Now we're gonna float the arm and the leg away from the body, and then exhale, bring it right back center. Inhale, float the arm and the leg away, and exhale, come center. 8 more times. Inhale, we reach for 8. We reach for 7. And 6. Use the core to bring it back center. And 5. And 4. And 3. And 2. Last one, hold the arm and the leg away. Set the arm down, keep the leg up. Tiny pulses here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Bring the leg all the way back to that arabesque, and then slowly place that knee back down onto the ground. Beautiful. Inhale, opposite arm, opposite leg, reaching away. Inhale, float the arm and the leg away from the body, and then exhale, pull center, that's 1. Inhale, reach, pull center, that's 2. 3, 4. Good, we have 5 more, you guys. Inhale, reach, feel the obliques, feel the booty fire. There's 4. There's 3. Use your breath. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, good. 1 more. Hold the leg out to the side. Place the hand down. Small pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Bring it back center. Reach the arm and the leg away. And slowly bring the arm and the leg down. Already, you should feel these glutes firing like crazy. Let's come back onto all fours. We're gonna lower down. This is my right elbow. I'm gonna take my left leg. I'm gonna lift my knee out to the side. I'm gonna extend the leg long, bend the knee in, and lower it down. Float it up, extend it long, bend it in, and lower it down. We reach, extend, bend. You'll notice the slower you move, the more difficult this is. Good. For 4, and 3, and 2. Good, 1 more. We're gonna keep the knee bent this time, and we're gonna draw circles. Knee's gonna come in and up and around for 1. Up and around for 2. Up and around for 3, nice and slow. And 4, 1 more. 5, and reverse. Up and around for 5. Up and around for 4. Exhale for 3. Breathing for 2. Last one. Now I'm gonna have my knee come up, tap my knee to the opposite side of the knee, lifting it up and lowering it down. I'm gonna lift it up and tap and up and around. Good, 8 more. Up and tap and up, around. 7, breathe. And 6, and 5, and 4, last 3, last 2, good, one more. And lower it down, other side. We're gonna lower down onto the opposite elbow. We lift the knee up, we kick it out, we bend it in, lower it down. We lift it up and kick and bend and lower. Good. 8. Shoulders are relaxed. 7. Use your breath. And 6. And 5. And 4. Breathe. 3. Drop the shoulders. Close the ribs. 2. We've got one more. Now we're drawing circles with those knees. In, up, and around for 5. In, up, and around for 4. And 3. Breathing 2. Exhale, reverse those circles. Back, up, and around for 5. For 4. For 3. And 2. Last one. The knee is going to come up. We're going to tap the knee on the outside of the opposite knee. Bringing it up and down. And lift. Good. 8 more, you guys. Exhale, lift. 8. And 7. And 6. What you're gonna feel is a stabilizing leg. 5, because we already worked it. And 4. And 3. And 2. Woo! Good. We've got one more. Think up and around. Knee tap, up and around. Awesome job, you guys. Let's scoot and lay down onto our backs for some bridging. Everybody hug your knees into your chest. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Give yourself a nice big hug. Let's go ahead and cross an ankle over your knee and just give yourself a nice little stretch, dropping the tailbone down into neutral, flexing your foot, feeling that stretch right deep into that hip. Good, and switch. Flex your foot, press your knee into your ankle, into your top of your thigh. Good, all right, so let's bring our feet nice and parallel, reaching the arms past the hips, slightly bringing the chin down as if there's a peach underneath that chin. Let's just start to warm up, lifting the hips into that neutral spine, dropping my ribs, and as you lower, you're gonna reach your tailbone all the way down to the floor, feeling that natural curve in the lumbar spine. Exhale, float it on up, and then lower down. So now we're starting to fire, again, that posterior chain. You're gonna feel your low back start to fire. Exhale, soften the ribs. Tailbone out nice and long. Good, we float it up and down for 6. Lifting up and down for 5. Squeezing the glutes for 4. Exhale for 3. Breathing 2. Good, one more, lift the hips. Now lower them down just halfway. We're gonna just do small, tiny pulses. Make sure you're squeezing the glutes and the hamstrings, softening the ribs, drawing the chin down, reaching the arms long, and exhaling. Exhale. Good. Breathe. Squeezing the back of the legs, really pressing into the floor with your feet and your heels, activating that posterior chain for 10 and 9. Breathing 8 and 7 and 6 for 5 and 4 and 3, 2, last one, slow and controlled, lower the tailbone all the way down. Now bring your feet closer together. Pick one knee up into tabletop and press into your foot, and now you're gonna squeeze that single leg, and then lower the tailbone down, and squeeze 2, and lower. Exhale, 3. Exhale, 4. Exhale, 5. And 6. 2 more, 7. Last one, hold it up. Now I'm gonna lift up my tippy toes. I'm gonna dig into my heel. I'm gonna do this 8 more times, but I'm gonna use that heel to fire that glute hamstring connection. 6 more for 6. Exhale for 5. Breathing for 4. And 3. And 2. Last one, lower back down. Now I'm gonna go onto my tippy toe. I'm gonna do this 8 more times for 8 and 7. This goes a little bit more into the quad. 6, but still fill the back of the leg. 5 and 4 and 3. Still doing single leg work. Last one, hips up, lower the heel down, straighten the leg up into the sky. This time, teeny tiny pulses for 10. 9, double time, 8, 7, oh my goodness, 6, you feel that leg, 5, 4, 3, 2, and bend the knee, place the foot down, and slowly lower the tailbone all the way down to the floor. Beautiful, other leg into tabletop. Do not use this leg to get yourself up. Only try to use that standing leg. So we're gonna lift and lower for 8, we've switched legs, 7, 6, exhale for 5, 4, and 3, and 2. Now pick it up, lift the toes, dig into the heel, lower and lift for 8. Exhale, press into that heel for 7. Fire the back of the leg for 6. Exhaling for 5, breathing for 4, and 3, and 2, last one, and lower down. Now I'm on my tippy toe, lifting 8, get those hips high, drop the ribs, 7, squeeze the leg, 5, exhale for 4, relax the jaw and breathe, exhale for 3, exhale for 2, last one, hold it up, lower the heel, straighten the leg, and pulses go, or we might have kept it bent on the other side. All that matters is this pulsing leg for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Place the foot down and slowly lower the tailbone. Everybody hug your knees into your chest. Good. We're going to float both legs up into the sky. I want you to point your toes, and I want you to cross at your inner thighs. So in dance, your legs are turned out, your toes are pointed, and your inner thighs are squeezing. You want to imagine there's something right in between your inner thighs, and you're trying so hard not to let go of it. Now your legs are as straight as they can be, and we're just starting to warm up those inner thighs. Good, now flex those feet, reach energy through the heels, and continue crossing your inner thighs and switching, keeping those feet as tight and close as you can for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now both heels up to the sky. In yoga, this is actually a de-stressing pose. So all of the blood rushing down from the toes, this is to de-stress you. We're going to add a little bit of movement to it. So reaching through the heels, keeping your legs externally rotated and your inner thighs activated. We're going to inhale, plie, bend the knees, press through the heels, and reach and straighten the legs, squeezing the inner thighs. So we go plie, squeeze. Plie, do not lose any connection in those legs. My legs are just shaking, trying to extend them and squeeze the inner thighs. We have no equipment. This is all body weight work, and this is going to slim down those legs. We're also stabilizing the back with all that bridge work, but we just want to shape and slim down these legs for 8. and 7, flex those feet. 6, inner thighs. 5, straighten the legs to the ceiling. 4, and 3, and 2. Now we're gonna point the toes, cross one leg in front of the other. Open the legs to a big wide split, and then cross the other direction. So the focus is on the up. So you go inhale, open, and close it up as quick as you can. Inhale, open, and close. Inhale, open, and close. Good. Again, this 40-45 minutes of mat work is all about slimming down those legs, you guys. So we're working inner thighs, we're working outer thighs, we're working glutes. And we're also going to work some transverse abdominal work. Inhale, exhale for 8, and 7, and 6. Breathing 5, crossing 4, and 3, and 2. Now hold those legs right there in the center and then just cross those legs. Place your hands underneath your sacrum. So where my fingers, see how my fingers are reaching out? Relax your head and neck and shoulders. And we're gonna slow and controlled take those legs all the way down to the floor and all the way back up. All the way down, chin slightly down, shoulders relaxed, belly in, and all the way back up. 8 more. We go for 8. Switch, 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 switch. Inner thighs, you guys. And 7. Pull the low belly in. You don't have to take those legs low. For 6, chin slightly down. Good. Pull the abs in for 5. And 4. And 3. And 2. Good. We've got one more. We're going to hold it down at the bottom. Crisscross for 10. Squeeze inner thighs. 9, 8, 7. Turn your legs out. 6. Oh my goodness. 5. Chin down. 4, 3, 2. Hug it in. Relax your shoulders. I'm going to scoot down on my mat because we're going to turn this into a rollover, which is going to actually give us a nice hamstring stretch. If your feet cannot touch the floor behind you, you can maybe turn around and let your feet fall onto a couch. So if you can, we're just gonna start with little lower abdominal lifts, trying to stamp those feet up to the sky, and then nice and slow, articulating down. Now notice, I've got my fingers into the floor. You can use your hands and your triceps and your forearms for a little bit of stability here. Exhale, using the lower abs to lift those legs. Now, if you are not comfortable with doing a rollover or you have neck and shoulder issues, just stay right here working on the lower abs. And then if your back starts to bother you, just go right back into a bridge. So from here, we're gonna take these legs. On the next exhale, we're gonna pick the hips up with the core and take the feet all the way up and over the head. I like to kind of shimmy my shoulders underneath, and then I'm going to open up my feet. Notice if you can press your toes into the floor and stretch your hamstrings. You're going to float the legs off, reach with the fingers, reach through the heels, feel the stretch in the hamstrings, and nice and slow and controlled, articulate down one vertebrae at a time. Inhale, slightly lower the legs. Exhale, lift the hips with the core. Take the feet up and over the head. Open up those feet and shimmy those shoulders underneath you. Take a nice big stretch here. Flex the feet and relax the shoulders, and slow and controlled, curl it down one vertebrae at a time. One more time, feet come together. Inhale, lower the legs. Exhale, press into the floor. Lift your hips. Good. Flex the feet. Take a nice big stretch. And then nice and slow and controlled, articulate down one vertebrae at a time. Hug your knees into your chest. Rock side to side. Give yourself another little inner thigh stretch, side to side. Awesome. We're going to lay onto our side, and I'm going to scoot to the very back edge of my mat. And this time we're actually going to lay with our legs straight. And we're gonna go into what's called like a little banana position. So I'm laying down on my side, my hips are stacked, my shoulders are stacked, and I'm lifted up underneath that bottom rib cage. Now my feet are nice and parallel. Notice how this top hip is gonna wanna roll back. Let's really get those hips stacked and my shoulders stacked. Good. I'm gonna float my leg up off, and I'm just gonna start to just do little lifts here. Now notice again, I'm lifted up underneath that bottom side, whichever side you're laying on. Now I'm starting to work my outer thigh, yes? Good, and I'm reaching this top leg as far as I can out of my hip. So this leg is lengthened as long as it'll reach out of my hip, and my top shoulder is relaxed. Now I'm gonna hold that leg up, and I'm just gonna start to draw tiny circles. Now I don't wanna move my hips, but I'm gonna move and stir my leg in my hip socket. Little teeny, teeny, tiny. Now this arm in front can be your stabilizing arm. Reverse your circles. Good, and again, remember, this mat class is all specifically working our thighs, our glutes, our inner thighs, really just shaping and elongating those legs. Now I'm gonna tap my toe in the front 2 times, 1, 2. I'm gonna focus on the up. Tap 1, 2, up, tap to the back, 1, 2, up. I need to scoot away a little bit. So I'm gonna go tap, tap, lift, tap, tap, lift, tap, tap, lift, tap, tap, lift. So we go down, up, down, up, down, up. The focus is on the outer thighs for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, now I'm gonna hold this leg nice and long. I'm gonna swing my leg all the way to the front, stick my butt out. Glute hamstring connection, pull my heel to my glute. Extend my leg long past my hip, and then I'm gonna swing that leg all the way forward into a bicycle. Bend the elbow, reach it back, and extend it long. Now what's really challenging here is to try to stabilize the entire body, not letting that body move. Good. Bringing it forward, bicycling it back. Good, and then we're going to reverse. So I'm in this little arabesque. Now I'm gonna pull my knee into my chest, reach the leg long, and slice that leg all the way back. Now what happens here is sometimes our leg will start to sink down to the floor. I want you to keep this leg lifted. That's where the work is going to be. Bring the leg forward, stick that butt out, and slice it back and reach it long. Bend it in, reach it forward, and slice it back. Good. For 3, and 2. Good, and I'm really stabilizing my body and my hips. Last 1. Good, and then lower it down. Now I'm gonna turn both of my feet out. I'm gonna place my hand in the front here. I'm gonna slide my toe up the leg, and I'm gonna développé that leg up to the sky, and then I'm gonna reach that leg really long out of my hip. So I'm sliding it up, extending it out, and reaching that leg nice and long. Slide it in, reach it long, and extend. Beautiful. Bring it in, extend it long, keep those hips nice and stacked, and I want your legs long and strong and straight. So do not let this leg, once that it extends, you reach, reach, reach. Now reverse. We lift it up, we bring it in envelope, and extend long. We reach it up, we bend it in, we extend it out. Good. For 5, and 4, and 3, and 2. Good job. 1 more. Woo. Good. Now we're going to bring that leg all the way to the front. Stick that butt out. Turn that toe down. Tap and lift for 10, and 9, and 8. Stick that butt out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. Place that foot onto the floor in front, and we're gonna activate the inner thigh of the other leg. Relaxing that top shoulder. Exhale. Lifting, squeezing with that inner thigh of that bottom leg. Good. Lift and squeeze. Lift and squeeze. Good. Bottom leg lifts and squeezes. Good. For 10 and 9. Woo, my top leg. 8, 7, inner thigh. 6, 5, 4, 3. Now draw circles. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. I'm still lifted underneath this bottom side. 4, 3, 2, reverse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, inner thigh. 3, 2, and draw a V. Up, down, up, and down. Good. Up, down. We're drawing a V with that bottom leg. Inner thigh should be screaming. Outer thigh should be screaming. For 10 and 9. Oh my goodness. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and take a rest. Holy smokes. Good job, you guys. Pound out that hip a little bit. I feel like we're getting some noise on Zoom, so let me just make sure that I have you guys all muted. Hold on, there we go. All right, you guys, continue breathing. Pound out that hip. And let's go to the other side. So we're gonna lay long to the back edge of that mat. My feet are gonna banana slightly in front. Now, one of the most important things in this position, you guys, is to stay lifted up underneath this bottom side. My shoulders, my torso, my hips, everything is stable and still, and my neck is relaxed. If you guys are doing this does not look good for my neck. So make sure your neck and everything is relaxed. Now my hips, notice how this top hip can lay back. Keep it stacked, okay? So let's just start to lift and lower this top leg. Hopefully you guys will have a nice soreness in your glutes, in your outer thighs, and your inner thighs. This is definitely a skinny jean workout. We're not even doing any lunges. Hi, Moki. Good, lift and lower. Moki, your booty is in the camera. Good, lift and lower, relaxing your top shoulder, really starting to work your abductors. Good, lifting and lowering, firing the outer thigh. Again, we're working the stability, you guys, in our back and our pelvis, building strength, believe it or not, in our backs by holding this position. Now we're gonna tap. So we're gonna go tap, tap, lift, tap, tap, lift. Now to the back, tap, tap, lift, tap, tap, lift. So the emphasis here is on the up. Now when you're on a Cadillac and you have a you have a spring attached to your foot, the emphasis is gonna be on the down. That's gonna be more inner thigh. But this one, the emphasis is on the up. So it's more the outer thigh in this exercise on the floor. Again, all this work is body weight. We have no equipment. And I love this because it is the most challenging work to not have equipment and not to use anything but your body weight and learning how to fire your muscles properly. And once you learn how to do that, you guys, I take classes sometimes and they want to load us up on equipment and bands, and I'm like, I don't need a band. I don't need extra weight because I have worked and found these muscles and strengthened them so much that they automatically fire now for me. But I've also been doing Pilates for over 12 years, so give it some time. I used to not be able to fire my glutes and hamstrings. Really, I was so quad dominant. And that might be your issue too, especially if you're a runner. You have to fire your posterior chain. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking. Okay, so now we're gonna do the bicycle. So the leg's gonna float forward, the butt's gonna come out. You're gonna bend the knee and glute hamstring, and then you're gonna go into that arabesque. Now, when that arabesque, your hips are gonna wanna get wobbly here. You have to maintain the pelvis still and stable. The knee comes in, you go straight into that arabesque. As the leg comes forward, the tailbone is gonna reach backwards so that the pelvis doesn't move very much. If you move your pelvis with your leg, you're gonna end up in this tucked position. I want your pelvis still and stable. Bring it forward, tailbone back, bend it in, and kick it back. Woo! And notice, you guys, we're not jumping around either. We're laying on the floor. Like, I am sweating so much, and all I'm doing is laying, but I'm isolating and I'm moving slow and I'm firing the muscles correctly. And now we're going to reverse. So we're gonna pull it back and squeeze. My knee comes in, développé forward, butt out, and slice it back. Reach long, bend it in. Good, tailbone out, and slice it back for 4. A lot of work happening here. For 3, I'm not just firing here, I'm firing my back, I'm firing my core, I'm stabilizing my pelvis, and I'm trying to remain relaxed and calm. And breathing. 2 more. Woo! Good, 1 more. Oh man. And good. Now I'm gonna turn that top leg out and my bottom leg out. I'm gonna use my arm as stability here because I'm gonna need it. Again, you guys, give me this lift underneath this bottom side. I'm really lengthened in this top side. I'm gonna slide that toe and I'm turning that leg out. And I'm gonna développé, and when I extend this leg, I'm extending this leg long. Good, I'm gonna bend, développé, reach it long, extend out of that hip and lengthen. Good, I'm bending it in, I'm reaching it up, and I'm reaching long out of my hip. Okay, even when this knee comes up, this side is gonna wanna lower. Do not let that side lower. Hold it. Good, for 4. Woo. And 3, make sure there's no tension in the neck and shoulders. Good, and 2. You've got 1 more, and then now we're going to reverse. So we lift it up, we bend it in, we lower it down. We lift it up, we bend it in, and we extend it long. Reach. Reach. Good, for 4. Slow it down as if you're moving in water for 3. And 2. Good, and 1 more. Extend it nice and long. Good, bring that leg all the way to the front, turn that toe down, stick that butt out, and we pulse. 2. I think we forgot some circles, so I might have to do some circles with you for 10, 9, 8, 7, don't lower down on that bottom side. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now bring that leg back and let's just draw circles here. I think we forgot some for 10 and 9. Then we'll do those inner thighs. 8, 7, don't worry. 6, we'll get it all. 5, 4, my legs are shaking. How about you? 3, 2, and reverse. Good, breathe. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and rest. Woo! Let's place that foot in the front. This bottom leg is gonna lift and lower for that inner thigh work. Again, I'm lifted up underneath that bottom side. My hips are stacked, my top shoulder is relaxed, and I'm really just activating the inner thigh of my bottom leg. Keep breathing. Keep trying to relax your face. Good, now let's draw circles with that bottom leg. 1, 2. Good, and reverse. Good. Try to squeeze the inner thigh by lifting that leg up as high as you can as you circle it around for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2. Now let's draw the V. We go up and down and back and down. Up to the front and down and back and down. Good. Drawing the V. So inner thigh work on the cat or on the reformer is just, it is not my friend. Like, I cannot stand doing inner thigh work, which means I probably really, really need it. Good. Let's draw a few more V's for 10 and 9 and 8 and 7 and 6 and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and take a rest. Oh my goodness, I don't even know what to do with myself right now. Hug your knees into your chest, relax your neck, relax your shoulders. Just give yourself a big hug. Good, let's bend one knee out to the side, and we're gonna take the opposite leg and just reach it away from the body for that inner thigh stretch. Good, bring that leg in, extend the other leg out to the side for your inner thigh stretch. And then we're just gonna bring the soles of the feet together here and allow the knees to open. You guys are gonna feel that natural curve in the lumbar spine. So let's just keep that position so that those inner thighs can really stretch right here. And let's just take a few deep breaths, placing your hands behind your head, allowing that neutral spine. Your ribs may splay open a little bit here. Don't worry, we'll drop those down in just a moment. But just really let the inner thighs stretch with the soles of the feet together. We're gonna curl up and do some ab work here. So I'm gonna go inhale, exhale, curl it up, and lower down. So even though we're working the abs here, we're still letting the inner thighs stretch. And notice when you curl up, you're maintaining that neutral spine. You're not allowing the low back to press into the floor, and you're not smushing any ladybugs if they wanted to live in that lumbar spine. Exhale, lift, good. For 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, exhale 7, breathing 6, keep filling the inner thighs, activate 5, 4, 3, 2, everybody curl up, stay lifted in small pulses. 1, 2, 3, shoulders down. 4, look at your belly. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lower down, knees are gonna come together. Press into the feet and clam open the knees again and squeeze that bikini line. Close the knees and lower down. Exhale, lift, clam it open, and slow and controlled lower it down. Good, clam it open and close. Clam it open, squeeze, and close. We lift for 8. We lift for 7, almost done you guys. And 6, we're still opening those inner thighs, but squeezing the glutes for 5, and 4, and 3, last 2, good, 1 more, everybody, hips up, knees open, and tiny pulses, squeezing the glutes, squeezing that bikini line, exhale, open the knees, open the inner thighs, and squeezing for 12, 11, double time pulses, 10, squeeze, 9, squeeze, 8, summer's coming, good, 6, 5, bikini bottoms, 4, 3, squeeze, 2, last one, hold it at the top, squeeze, close, and slowly lower and hug those knees into your chest. Again, rocking side to side, you guys. Let's come all the way to a seated position really quick, bending one knee in, extending one leg out. Good, let's take a nice big stretch over towards that leg. Good, and then fall towards that leg, taking a nice good stretch. Good, and then walk yourself to the center and stretch out the inner thigh of that leg. Good, just a few more breaths. Good, and then slowly finding your way up. Bend the opposite knee in, take the other leg out. Take a nice big stretch up and over. Good, and then fall down towards that leg. Good, and then take a nice stretch in the center, stretching out that inner thigh. Good, we're gonna bring the soles of the feet together, knees apart. One more stretch for those hips. Good, bring the feet all the way together. Flex your foot, stretch out those hips. Open up the chest and shoulders. Try to get your chest towards your shin. Feeling that stretch in your hip, opening up your chest and shoulders, breathing into that hip. Good, and switch legs. So we stretch out the inner thighs, we stretch out the hips. We'll do a hamstring stretch. Good, straighten both legs all the way out. Big stretch up and over. Reach for your toes. Good, and then chest out, tail out. One more time, draw the shoulders down. Good, nice work, you guys. I hope y'all enjoyed that. All about your booty, your inner thighs, your outer thighs. So if you guys want to shape those legs, just repeat that exercise. Repeat this one as many times as you'd like. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. You're so welcome. Good to see y'all.